Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class.
Hello everyone, and you're really welcome to the class today. Today's Qigong exercise or exercises are a couple of Qigong spinal stretches. So for those of you who've done some Qigong with me before, you will have done a few exercises around working with the spine, but I don't think we've done this one before. So I'm going to show you this nice and slowly and nice and gently. Because it's a spinal stretch, please, for those of you with any issues with neck, upper back, shoulders, lower back, please go slowly and gently with this. You do not have to exert yourself, pull any muscles, do any damage at all. Never ever go into pain with any Qigong exercise, but obviously, very importantly, you don't want to be damaging your spine. Your spine is your central column. It's connected by nerves and muscles to your limbs. So if you injure your spine, then you're in trouble. So for those of you who know that you have any kind of issue with your spine, please go very, very carefully with this. You can do this exercise from ideally a standing position, but again, if you feel you can't stand for too long or you might have issues with balance, then you can do this from a sitting position and still get some of the benefit from it as well. So why do we bother stretching our spine? What's the purpose of it? I'm sure most of you know that our modern day life often leads to poor posture. We're kind of sitting over computers, we're driving, a lot of our movement is kind of forward, and we're putting a lot of pressure on the neck area, on the upper back, and also on the lower back as well. So many of our activities lead to poor posture and lead to stooping and lead to the spine maybe not being as upright and as open as it could be. And because your spine is your central column and your central support from which all of your other movement comes, then it's really important to have a healthy spine with very open and free-flowing qi or energy running through it. The more open your spine is, the more it can then communicate with your limbs, with the rest of your body, and allow those other movements involving your limbs to be much more open and flexible and loose. So that's the purpose of a spinal stretch. Also, the spinal stretch can be really calming for your mind because there are a lot of nerves connected and going from your spine to your spine into your spinal column and then up into your brain. So it's all connected together. So it is really a lovely mind calming exercise to perform as well. So remember, the number one rule with this is to go slowly and gently. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, once we've done our abdominal breathing, I'm going to show you and just demonstrate one of the spinal stretches first, and then we'll do 3 together. So just to begin with though, whether you're sitting or standing, look down at your feet and just check that they're hip width distance apart. Make sure your feet are parallel and you've got this lovely, nice kind of solid base where you feel as though the weight is distributed fairly evenly between the balls of your feet and your heels. So you're not leaning too far forward or leaning too far back, and you feel like you're really kind of well balanced on your feet. Also, just look down at your toes. If you're in bare feet, you might want to just pick up your toes, lift them up, and try and spread them as far apart from each other as possible, and then place them back down on the floor to give yourself a really wide base, a nice solid balanced base. Check next that your knees are nice and loose and relaxed. And then check that your pelvis is tilting forward. So there's a nice openness in the lower back. You're not kind of sticking your bottom out and bending in the lower spine and compressing the lower spinal vertebrae. So just think of moving the pelvis forwards and lifting up in the lower abdomen area. Then just give your arms a little shake out and make sure your shoulders are very far away from your ears. So dropping the shoulders. And then just tucking the chin back towards the throat, so back in this direction, So I'm moving my chin back towards the wall behind me, just to create that lovely length in the back of the neck, and feeling yourself being pulled up from the top of the head. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth, close your mouth, close your eyes, and breathe in and out through the nose. Settling into your practice now. As you breathe in, feel the lower belly expand as though you're blowing up a balloon. And then as you breathe out, feeling the lower belly shrinking. So really just feeling into that movement, relaxing the lower abdominal area. And now bring your awareness to any areas of your body that you may be holding physical tension in. So anything that feels a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit stiff or constricted, each time you breathe out now, just say to that part of your body, relax. Softening into any areas of tension. And also relaxing your mind now. So if you notice any random thoughts or mind chatter creeping in, just watching them coming and going. And as you notice that your mind has perhaps been distracted by these thoughts, just gently bringing your mind back to the breathing. Seeing that imaginary balloon inflating and deflating inside your lower abdomen. And now gently just opening your eyes. Now don't do anything yet, just watch me first. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a spinal stretch which involves a forward movement. So you're going to drop your head down, you're going to drop your arms down towards the floor. Now if you can't go all the way down towards the floor, that's perfectly fine. If you can, you're going to put your hands on the floor when you get there. If you can't, just put your hands on your thighs or on your calves. But please, as I said earlier, don't go into any pain with this or any discomfort. All you want to do is create enough of a little stretch in the spine to really feel some lovely openness in the vertebrae. And also take your time to just feel into each vertebrae as you make the stretch and releasing any areas of tension as you go down. So as we move forward, what you're going to be thinking of is starting at the very top, in the upper part, in the back of the neck, starting with the vertebrae there, and you're going to be visualizing one vertebrae at a time as you move into the stretch and move down. And as you move down, you're moving down the spine into the lower back area. Then when I come back up, you're going to start with the lower back area and think of removing from each vertebrae, coming back up, all the way up into the base of the neck. So just watch me as I go forward. So I'm going to drop my head forwards, which I'm doing all the talking now because it's going to be really hard for you to hear me when my head is down. But if you watch me, my arms will drop down like they're being pulled down by gravity, and also the top of my head, the crown of my head, will be down towards the ground. So again, be very careful for any of you who have any issues with blood pressure. You don't want to get dizzy while you do this. You might want to be, if you're standing next to something you can hold on to, if you know you get dizzy when you drop your head forwards, or just don't drop your head below the level of your waist. Just only go a certain distance down. So just be very careful with that, or you can do this from a sitting position. So watch me now. So the idea is we do this slowly. So now just tilting my chin down towards my chest. See now how my head is dropping down, arms dropping forward, very loose and relaxed. Maybe bending a little in the knees. And as you get to the ground or the calves or the thighs, wherever you happen to be, now just straighten a little in the knees to feel a little bit of a stretch going up the backs of the legs. And then coming up from the lower back, feeling into each vertebra, breathing. And the last part to come up is your head. Chin leaves the chest. And as you come back up, tucking the chin back towards the throat and feeling lovely elevation from the very top of the head, as though your spine has just got longer. Now you may want to, for this exercise, just separate your feet a little bit further, maybe more than hip width distance apart, just to give a bit more openness in the pelvis. So just have a play around with that and see what feels good to you. Also, when we do this together, you don't have to watch me, just listen to my voice, but go at your own pace. And if you feel a little bit of tension or stiffness as you start to go down and roll down through the spine, just stay in that position for a while. And each time you breathe out, tell that area in your mind, tell it to relax. Just encourage a little bit more softening and relaxation. So the movement doesn't have to be continuous. You can stop as you get to areas where you feel a little bit more resistance. Just spend a bit of time on that, breathing and relaxing before you move a little bit further down or up the spine. So let's give that a go 3 times. And do the first one just looking at you now, or just facing you. And then for the second one, I'm going to turn to the side. So if you want to watch that movement from the side, then you have maybe another angle to see how I'm doing it. And then the third one, I'll turn back to face you again. So just when you're ready now, closing the eyes, making sure that the chin is drawn back towards the throat. So you're starting with this lovely length in the back of the neck. Breathing in and out using your nose and your abdominal breath. Now drop the chin down to the chest and begin to roll down. Arms fall forward. Head falls forward, being pulled down by gravity. Keeping your mind in your spine, really feeling into each vertebra as you move down. When you reach your limit or the ground, straightening a little in the legs. When you're ready, coming back up, thinking of the vertebrae in the lower back, then moving up through the mid-back, the upper back, to the base of the neck, keeping the chin on the chest until the very last moment. Keep your eyes closed, lifting up the head, tucking the chin back towards the throat, feeling that lovely length in the spine. And breathing, feeling into your spine, into your back. I'm going to do 2 more, so I'm going to turn to the side for this second one, just so you can see if you need to check. In your own time, when you're ready, chin drops to the chest. whole time keeping your mind on your spine and your breath. Dropping the shoulders as you come up. Lifting the head. Just taking a moment to feel that lovely long spine. That lovely stretch that you've just performed. So last time now, I'll just turn back to face you. And when you're ready. And then gently opening the eyes. And if you had your feet a little bit wider apart, then just step them back to hip width distance again. So just standing now, just feeling, I feel a lot taller, feeling how tall you feel now, having done that lovely stretch. And what we're going to do now, because we've been moving kind of forwards and kind of up and down, we're going to move out to the sides now and work with the spine in a slightly different direction of Qi movement. So some of you have done this exercise before, and it's a lovely one for any issues to do with the lower back. It's also really safe to do. So if you find that that spinal stretch we just did there was too much for you because of any injuries or issues with flexibility, then you'll find that this one is a lot safer to perform. So what we're going to do, just follow along with me, is just pressing the hands down towards the ground, so creating a little bit of tension in the insides of the wrists, lifting the fingers up, spreading the fingers as far apart from each other as possible. So the hands feel quite tense here. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, spread and turn the hands out to the side, looking to one side, over one shoulder, keeping the chin parallel with the floor. As you do it, you see my hands move to the sides all the way around so that my fingers end up pointing backwards. And then relax here and breathe in. Turn the head back to the front. And this is like you're scooping up lovely energy from the earth. And then breathing out, pushing the hands down back to your starting position. Take a breath in. And breathing out, spreading the fingers, turning the hands and looking to the opposite side. Keeping the elbows and the arms close in by your sides. Feeling that tension in the hands. And then breathing in, turning the hands forwards, scoop up lovely chi or energy from the earth, looking back towards the front. Breathing out, press the hands down. Breathe in, breathe out to the other side. Breathe in. And now let's try and make it a little bit more flowing. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. This exercise is called looking back over shoulder, and it's one of the 8 pieces of brocade exercises. Breathe in. This is a very famous, very well-known Qigong exercise. Breathe out. One more time to each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. And by turning the head and turning the hands like this, you're creating a spiral or a twist in the spine from the base of the neck all the way down into the lower back and the sacrum. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Last one, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now just close your eyes. Let your hands just drop down by your sides. And with both of these spinal exercises, what we're wanting to do is also promote and encourage you to become much more aware and observant of your body and your mind. So there was a previous Qigong lesson which I taught on using Qigong to promote awareness and observation. So I'll put the link to that in the replay when I send out this video replay. But just observing how you feel in your spine, in your whole body, maybe into your hands, maybe a little bit of tingling. Is there any heat or cold anywhere? Now, keeping the eyes closed, just bring one hand, placing it flat over the lower belly, with the other hand directly on top of that. Using your abdominal breath now, breathing in, feel the belly expand. Breathing out, feeling the belly shrink. Keeping that lovely smile on the corners of your mouth. And just to consolidate our practice today, giving yourself a little belly rub now. So just circling firstly in one direction with the hands, and then changing the direction. Now bring the hands together in front of you. Keep the eyes closed. Rub your hands really fast, really strongly, so that they get nice and hot. If you're wearing glasses, take them off now. And when you feel the palms of your hands nice and warm, take one palm each, place them over the eyes, fingers facing up towards the ceiling. Feeling that lovely warmth from your palms going into the eyes to nourish them, through the back of the eyes and into the mind to nourish the mind. And then to finish, just giving your face a little rub, a little face wash, to bring yourself back into the room, gently opening your eyes and giving your hands a little shake out. Don't forget to smile as you finish as well. That was great. So I hope you feel as kind of energized as I do right now. I feel much more awake having done just a couple of simple spinal stretches like that. So if you enjoyed the class today, then please ask me any questions you might have about it. You can email me, janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can put a question into our free Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong Group, if you want to find me there. The other thing you can do if you enjoyed this class is for this month of December, we're going to be giving 50% of any donations that you make to the lifeboat, to my local lifeboat here in County Kerry. So we have been giving money to the nurses in the ICU ward in my local hospital. So I just bought them a voucher today and posted that off to them. So thank you so much to those of you who've donated so far. But for this month, I thought the lifeboat really needs it. They're out nearly every day from my local place here, rescuing fishermen, swimmers, surfers, all kinds of people, and in the terrible, terrible conditions. The oceans are really rough at the moment. The lifeboat is seriously underfunded by government bodies, and they rely, probably about 90% of their funding comes from the public. So if you would like to give anything towards the lifeboat, then the donation link will be in the replay that I send out for this video, which will go out on Friday, tomorrow. So any donations will be much appreciated. This is the second to last class before Christmas. So there's this class, and then I'm teaching again next Thursday. That will be the last class before Christmas, but we will resume in January. So I hope you can all join me again in the new year as well. So I hope you enjoyed the class today, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax free Qigong group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.